Welcome to Little Bits. No, we don't want we don't want any no trouble with them. Little Bits is where I'm going to throw all of the little bits that don't quite fit the mold of a deconstructed video. For example, while doing my Bahamut video, I found out a lot of cool things about Pokemon that people might not know about. But it wasn't really enough to do an entire episode on it, so that will probably wind up here. This is taking place of the mid-vid that popped up last month. They're essentially one and the same, but now I've given it direction. They're easier to make and generally shorter, so it'll allow me to do them without interrupting the meat and potatoes of the channel, which is, of course, the Gaming Deconstructed. So thank you for your continued support, and I hope you enjoy my new series, Little Bits. Stop! With 8 inductions ranging from the Hollywood Walk of Fame to multiple entries in the Grammy Hall of Fame, 75 different awards, 9 albums in the UK number ones, 25 albums in the UK's top 10, and has spent roughly 1,440 weeks in the top 75 albums list, Queen has established itself as one of the most decorated, iconic, and unique sounds in rock and roll. Fans of Queen will know that their earlier albums were heavily influenced by medieval fairy tales, telling stories about ogre battles, black queens, king rats, and the mythical land of Rye. So, is it any wonder that someone would see these themes and go, In this episode, we will be discussing a handful of instances the band Queen has influenced video games in one shape, form, or another. This will, of course, not include music-based games like Guitar Hero, SingStar, Rock Band, Just Dance, or you get the idea. Let's start with a more obscure title, Queen the Eye. EA published a game for Windows and DOS simply called Queen the Eye back in 1998. The title featured remixed tracks exclusively made for the game that were made by Roger Taylor's studio in Surrey, but outside of that, Queen had little to nothing to do with its development. In this game, you play as Dubrock, a secret agent for the Eye, who stumbles upon the power of rock and roll and is then sentenced to death in the arena, a live television show where the contestants battle against champions known as the Watchers, not to be confused with the Dean Koontz book by the same title, or The Running Man, or The Hunger Games, or any of those dystopian movies where it's all like that. Really original idea, isn't it? The game came with 5 CDs featuring the instrumental remixes of a lot of Queen songs, which has since become a collector's item among Queen fans. Queen the Eye had hardly any promotion, and despite having the Queen name backing it up, it didn't do so well. Between poor gameplay and outdated graphics, the game was a flop. Over on the SNES, or Super Famicom, you have Ogre Battle, March of the Black Queen. If you know Queen's second album, Queen 2, then this title should strike you as interesting from the get-go. Series creator Yasumi Matsuno was inspired by the album so much that the title of the game was directly taken from the first and fourth tracks, Ogre Battle and March of the Black Queen, from the black side of Queen's album. After playing the game for a while, you might come across a place known as the Ryan Sea, which is governed by Cardinal Randalls in the game. This is definitely a reference to the Seven Seas of Rye, the last track on the black side of Queen 2. Lastly, a slightly different game but a part of the same series, Tactics Ogre Let Us Clean Together, is in reference to the track Teo Toriate Let Us Clean Together from A Day at the Races. Subsequent games were no longer developed by Matsuno and thusly do not have Queen references in their titles. If there's one game that took the collective boner from every single rock fan on the planet and put it into one one rock CD game erection, sorry, it would be this game, and it is, so just let this happen. To begin with, Daisuke Ishiwatari is a fucking talented genius that voices, illustrates, writes, and composes the shit out of this game. I love it. I want it all the time. I just want it at once. It's just so much to take in, you know, you got the fast pace, easy to learn yet complicated to master, all the little tiny nuances, Roman cancels, dust moves, just overdrives, tension gauge. This is my favorite fighting game. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Let's start with Soul Bad Guy. His name comes from the alias Mr. Bad Guy that Freddie Mercury created for himself for his solo album, The Great Pretender. To add to that, Soul's headband reads Rock You, which is in reference to the song synonymous with American football, We Will Rock You. We will rock you. Boom Boom Chap. His belt says Free, which is most likely referencing I Want to Break Free from The Works. Even Soul's stage song is Keep Yourself Alive, which is the name of the first track from Queen's debut album. It even shares similar chords with another Queen song, Stone Cold Crazy. His sword in Guilty Gear XR is called Junkyard Dog Mark III, which doesn't sound like a Queen reference at first, but if you knew that in the mid-80s a pro wrestler Junkyard Dog walked down to the ring with Another One Bites the Dust playing, you'd probably change your mind. Chasing This Rabbit One More Time, Junkyard Dog, the wrestler, used the line meaner than a junkyard dog from from Jim Croce's Bad Bad Leroy Brown, who was one of Mercury's inspirations and even had the song Bring Back That Leroy Brown on Sheer Heart Attack a year after Jim Croce passed. While the Guns N' Roses references are stone cold crazy with Axl, even he couldn't time shift out of Queen's influence. His theme, March of the Wicked King, is most likely a nod to March of the Black Queen. Slayer's clearly named after the band Slayer, but most of his attacks are actually named after Queen songs. And by most, I just mean 5. And even then, one of them might not be. So here we go. First of all, we have All Dead, which is from News of the World. Then it's Late, which is also from News of the World. Under Pressure from Hot Space, and Dead on Time, which is from Jazz. There's one that's been on the internet for a while now, and I'm going to kind of shed some light on this. Eternal Wings. It's Eternal Wings. If you look it up, you'll probably find that it says Spread Your Wings, which is in reference to the song of the same name from News of the World. However, if you go through any of the games, it never actually says Spread Your Wings. So while Eternal Wings may be a nod to that, it's not actually called Spread Your Wings. So, internet, fix yourself. And on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this new format for the videos that I'll be throwing in between deconstruction episodes. If you have any suggestions for things that you're curious about or whatnot, just let me know in the comment section and I'll see what my people can put together. And by my people, I just mean my fingers and my brain and myself, and I'm so... Every interaction helps. If you think you know someone that would like my work, please share, and don't forget to subscribe if you want more information on things you didn't know that you wanted to know. See you next video.